How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris. I am interviewing Shadrack Kipchirchir today. Shad, thank you so much for joining us. As a lot of us are aware, last week you made a pretty awesome announcement that you were leaving WCAP and now running professionally strictly for Nike. A lot's happened outside of that. You also eclipsed the A standard last week in Payton Jordan. So let's start there. What was the goal or intent going into Payton Jordan?
Thanks, Chris, for having me. And my call for doing better Jordan was to run a quick time. Maybe I was shooting for under 27:20 for sure. And seeing the field, it wasn't strong, considering the considering my training partner BS in Baza scratch and some other guys scratch. So I end up, racing with some few guys, and my goal was to run under 27:20, but
27:20.
halfway, yeah, but halfway the race, I realized that this won't happen. So I stuck with running the walls standard, that is under 27:45, and I'm glad I got that. So
So
for next,
leading into the race, you and your training partner Bia, the goal was to run 27:20. You mentioned
yeah,
some other individuals that Ben True I think was originally,
yeah, Ben True was,
uh, and then he
yeah,
was out. Um,
yeah, B, I am.
And then, so was there Pacers told to run through a specific split? So if you're running 20,
Yeah,
and if so, what was the 5K Pacers split, and when did you decide that, hey, it's my way and I got to get after this myself, because the A standard's probably 27:45, I think.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I haven't watched the race, so how did it transpire, and when did you decide that you needed to do your own thing?
So the pacer was scheduled to do the first 5K. That was 13:45. That was which is 27:30 pace. And
Okay.
then my goal was to just grind and grind to bring the time low to 27:20.
Yeah.
But after I saw the watch, it was like 11 minutes and some few seconds. So
Okay.
I realized the time slid off, and I took over from there all the way to 27:36, the finish line. So.
When did you realize that the pace was off? Because he was supposed to go
Uh,
to 5K, and
that, yeah.
how far did you? When did you
No,
take the lead?
that was 11 minutes. I don't
11.
know how many laps was that, but I saw the 11 minutes and some few seconds. So that's when I decided to take the lead.
Took it from start to finish. Well, awesome
Yeah.
job. Congrats. In that race, you happen to be in a new uniform representing Nike. Not that WCAP isn't already kind of affiliated with Nike. A lot of you guys have jerseys with the swoosh on there, but this time
Yeah.
was without WCAP. Was there any nerves going into the race before that with anyone that may think differently of you, or was it just another day on the track?
Yeah, I treated it as normal day, nothing changed, nothing changed actually. Like it was just, I had a specific time to do, and I had a specific task to do. That was to run 27:20, and that was my main goal. I didn't care about anything else. So,
Good.
yeah.
With the transition leaving WCAP, did that weigh heavy on you? Did that take a lot of time to decide, or was it just like the opportunity to leave and have something, I would imagine, financially better for you and your wife? Was it a no-brainer, or did you actually sit down with maybe your coach? Did you sit down with some Army officials, discuss this with your wife? How did it all pan out, and when did it, I guess that you could say, yeah, when did it all start to?
Um, so at the beginning of this year, I realized like my contract was coming to an end for the army,
Yep.
and I was looking for something else to do, something new to do, and
Mhm.
to be honest, I didn't want to leave WCAP. It's the best team out there. I
Yes.
love my teammates. The leadership are great. We get a lot of support from the army, and yeah, it was. I didn't want to get out, but
Because
like you say,
your brother is military, right?
uh,
Or was
no,
military?
Yeah, he was military. Yeah,
He
he
was
was military.
military, so it's a part of your background. It's part of your family.
Yeah, so he got out.
What did you? What's a couple things, or what's one major thing that you say you've taken away from the WCAP program that you may not have received, gone straight out of college, that you can credit strictly to WCAP?
So it starts from, basic training, the army training itself,
Mm-hmm.
There you get a lot of training like mental toughness,
Yep.
physical toughness, how to stay strong, in any kind of situation, you don't complain.
Yeah.
Whether the weather is bad during workouts or stuff, you don't complain. Just go there and do the job, no matter the surrounding or the situation is. We are trained to work in, an unfriendly environment. So that's
True.
what the army does. That's what the army does. That's why, like, you see these guys, they don't give up in races. They win races.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah,
yeah.
you must have. And I'm actually going to circle back to when did you first go into, or when was boot camp? Because I'm pretty sure it was like you had boot camp. You weren't able to run for a specific amount of days or months, and then you had the Olympic trials.
So boot camp was like a week after NCAA when I got second in Eugene, Oregon. That was June of 2014.
June
So
2014.
I finished NCAA on 12, or it was 14, and I shipped on 22nd of June. So
Okay.
my training went all the way to Thanksgiving of that year. That was Thanksgiving of that year, and then I started training in December, and world trial was
World trials.
in June. Yeah, June. So I trained for almost 6 months. Did the world trial in June, and I got fourth. But I made the team by default when went through scratch from the 10K
That's
team.
it. That's it. So I said Olympics. I meant the World Championships. What
Yeah,
How long is boot camp?
boot camp was 9 weeks.
9 weeks. Wow. And you didn't run one
Yeah.
day.
What's that?
And you didn't run but one day or 2 days, or were you able to run at all?
No, no running, no running, no. The only running you do was just, like the formation running, like, you sing, you get motivated, and
Oh
just
man.
walk running. It's not like running, it's like mini jogging or something. So,
Fun, fun, fun. All right. So your next race is the Prefontaine Classic. You were in the 2 mile with your teammate Paul Chelimo in a very, 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 very stacked field.
yeah,
There's been conversation around an American record attempt, specifically your teammate Paul.
yeah.
What's the goal? If I'm not mistaken, this is actually your first Diamond League race of your career.
Yeah.
Are you excited? Are you nervous? And B, what's your goal leading up into this race?
I mean, I'm not nervous, and I'm actually excited because Paul is in, and Emmanuel Bor told me this morning that he's in. He's doing the race, so
Oh,
it's
sweet.
like, yeah. So seeing Paul there and Emmanuel Bor, it's like I'm at home.
Yeah, these
Seeing
are
them, I will not be nervous with anything because running with them is always having a teammate in a race is so exciting.
yep.
You kind of know where you are and how you feel and stuff. So I'm excited. I'm glad I got into the first Diamond League race, and it's 2 miles. I'm a 10K guy, but I don't care. I've trained for this a lot. Seeing me pass winter on the indoor season,
Yep.
and I'm really excited. I'm gonna Paul is fit, and it's a race, and hopefully get the American record. But we'll be there racing together. I'm gonna go there to compete for sure.
Oh, love it. I'm
Yeah.
going to touch up on your point. You call yourself a 10K guy, but everything you step foot on the track, all the way down to the 3K, has been very competitive. You were the 5K US 5K champ last year. This indoor, I'm pretty sure you won both of your 3K races, Boston and what was the other one? Or did
Boston, Milrose.
Boston and
Yeah.
Milrose? Yeah, you took 2 W's in the 3K.
Yeah.
Where would you say would you still say you're a 10K guy, or where's your sweet spot?
Actually, I realized this time that I kind of love, short distance. When coach told me let's try for the world indoor, and I trained for it, and it turned out pretty good. And I was like, oh, so and then I treat it as like finishing speed for the 10K. So I love 10K so much. I love 10K is my favorite event, but I just go to this short event to mess around with people and have fun. So, but I love 10K a lot.
So the 10K, would you say the American record is in your sight? Is that something that you want to eventually get after? Maybe not this year. Who knows when that'll actually go down, but is that something you can foresee yourself getting after in the future?
Yeah, if I train for it and get a really good pacemaker, because if a pacemaker is there, I won't quit. I'll follow him until the end. So if pacemaker goes to American record pace, I'm gonna do that, and hopefully I get that American record for sure. So it's doable. Records are there to be broken, and thanks to Galen, he raised the bar really high, and it's pretty tough to do that. But with training, I believe with training, everything is possible. Nothing is there to be permanent for sure.
We just got to make sure that the pre-classic, I don't know if they're having it this year, maybe not, but they typically have that 10K, which is where Galen and Mo and a lot of those guys have run sub 27 the Friday evening before the pre-classic. So hopefully that'll come in the near future, so you can see that an American record attempt. Is sub 27 like the same as sub 4 in the mile to you? Is that something you really want to get after, or you just you don't really care?
I just don't need under 27. I need 27 under 27.44, which is under 26.44, which is American record for sure. I don't care much, breaking 27. It's still tough, but seeing where the American record is, is way past under 27 minutes. So going to under 26.44 will be great.
Yeah,
for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. So you have pre-classic first. What's the rest of your schedule look like?
Pre-classic, and for that, like I told you, this is my first Diamond League. We'll see how I do on that race. If I run good, hopefully I get some Diamond Leagues in Europe, and have fun over the summer to compete in Diamond Leagues for sure.
Okay, so pre-classic's the only thing kind of set in stone right now?
Yeah. So pre-classic, and then after that we see what next for sure, depending on how I do in pre.
Okay. Is there any specific goals for this year? Obviously staying fit and staying healthy is, I'm sure, a major, but outside of that, do you have any personal goals? Not maybe just this year, but moving into the Olympic trials in 2020, or even the World Championships, making the team 2019. What are your goals from now until the next year? What motivates Shadrack to wake up? What are you really trying to do?
So like I told you, you saw me stepping back to short distance. I want to learn how to compete. Okay. Doing the one indoor was it's kind of a lot of, shoveling and pushing each other. So I want to learn how to compete, because 10K, 10K is like a calm race, it's really, really calm race. But 5Ks and, people are crazy and going to it, nobody respects you. They push you. And, like what they did for me in a World Indoor, I step on the rail and I got DQ and stuff. So I want to learn how to compete. 5K is the best event to learn how to compete. So when I go to 10K, it's going to be really easy for me competing at the world stage. So my main aim this year is just, to learn how to compete for sure in those short distance events.
So to your point, you're scaling down in races in order to compete or be more competitive in the 10K when there's about a mile or so to go and those guys really start to lay down the hammer.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like I feel like sub 4 mile is almost, or 4 minute mile is almost like what is needed to run to medal in a tactical race. Where they run a little more conservative the first 5K, and then they start to put the hammer down. And Cheptegei, do you feel like you're going to need to run sub 4, or what's going to be the difference between last year or the Olympics in 2020? What kind of adjustments are you making in your training in order to compete to make a podium?
Training continues at the same, but I'm working on the speed more, specifically on the speed, and doing a lot of these short races will help me at the end of the race. Going back to 10K, the first 5K doesn't count. Everybody will be there. Expect everyone to be there.
Sure.
In fact, like all the way to like 8K, everybody will be there. But where the race starts is like towards the end, like the last 1 mile.
Yep.
So that's why I'm doing this like 3K, 1 mile. I want to learn how to compete, like so that I will be able to compete with those guys. If you see back in 2017 London, I was with those guys until 1K to go. That's where they dropped the hammer. That's why I'm focusing much on doing 1500s, 1 mile, 5K. If I'm a really good 5K racer, I'll do really good at the end of a 10K. So that's why
what kind of adjustments are you making in training? Like, are you doing more repeats? Are you doing faster repeats? Obviously, you're racing shorter distances, but what adjustments are you making, or what is Scott making, your coach, in order to be successful with a K to go?
Yeah, he has introduced like speed work over the weekend, like sprints.
Oh, cool.
That's what we do over the weekend, every Saturdays, and my workouts gets faster at the end of the workout. It gets faster. Let's say we are doing 400s. Initially I was doing like 63, 64, but now I'm doing like 60, 61, 25 of them. So I want to make them really quick. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are you consistently training with Benny? I just made up a Bia and Lenny as one. Do you do the majority of your training with Bia and Lenny, or like when it comes down to those faster stuff, how often do you see yourself knocking out repeats outside? Now we've seen interviews where it's like Workout Wednesday where the whole group is together, but realistically, week in, week out, who are your training partners? And do you every now and then, does Scott have you guys as one whole group, or is it always one whole group?
Yeah, it's always one group, and all of those guys do a pretty good job. Everybody in my team, they do a really good job. Sometimes, going back again to before the trials of 2017, we had 4 guys in 10K, and seeing them at the workouts, everybody was really, really good. Nobody's like, oh, this guy is good in training. No, everybody does really good, and we share the lead and we share the work equally, and everybody does it, perfectly. Yeah. So I enjoy working out with everyone. Coach Scott, they have marathoners for sure, and then sometimes Paul does, crazy splits, and he does by himself that sometimes. But the main group, we do like consistent pace and the 10K pace and stuff. So I enjoy training with everybody for sure.
Cool. What would you say? Who would you say is the toughest competitor in practice? Like week in, week out, like the workhorse who's doesn't matter. He's always going to show up to grinds and always going to if he's there, it's gonna be a good session. Do you have like a teammate that, or is it just everyone? But you hear like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So everyone, everyone is tough. Everybody shows up to training that they are really tough.
Yeah.
But sometimes Paul goes to crazy splits, and and he manages at some point. He manages to finish everything. So Paul, we train sometimes together, but sometimes he go crazy. Like you want to do 400s or 58, 57, and we stick with 60s and 61. So
okay.
Yeah, he's the one that.
Paul Chelimo is the psycho one.
There's always that one guy, he tries to.
Yeah. I wish I could say I'm shocked, but go hard. Here's his quote. I'm going to do self-promotion. Go hard or suffer the rest of your life. You need to hop on this program, Shad. All right. Outside of that, actually,
that's what he's at for, what he wrote on that shirt is exactly true. What he trains really hard, and he deserves the medal he got from like Olympics and Worlds. He really deserves that for sure, because he really worked hard on that.
He does work hard. Well, I definitely know you work just as hard, so I won't demote that. But I'm gonna flip the script. We're gonna try and do a little of this or that. I'm gonna ask you a question. It's gonna be like Apple or Samsung, and you tell me which one, whatever comes to your head. So, football or basketball? Football as in American football.
Oh, not the real football, like soccer. Okay. Basketball.
Which you said soccer? No, which one? Between
Soccer?
football and basketball, which one would you rather watch?
Basketball for sure.
Basketball. Who's your team?
Um, man, I rarely watch a lot, but
You
you
have any
know,
love for Oklahoma City, OKC?
but they don't do good nowadays, you know.
So you got to cut
I
them.
like when the team wins. I like when the team wins. Yeah, yeah.
So, okay. Cleveland Cavaliers or Golden State Warriors?
Oh, Cleveland for sure.
Cleveland. Hey, all right, there we go. Let's do I'm reading off a different computer. Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, they both suck, man. I don't like both.
Oh, there you go. What's your
Okay.
well, let's tell the people what you do like. What's your drink of choice?
Uh, like beverages or just
Just in general, if you're gonna sit down and have dinner, what would you prefer to have it with?
orange juice is my
Orange juice?
favorite. And orange juice, yeah.
How about car or truck?
Uh, car.
Car. All right.
Especially two-door one. I love two-door car. So
Two-door car.
yeah.
Facebook or Twitter?
Uh, Facebook.
Facebook. You're not really active that on social media.
I love Instagram a lot.
You like it?
Twitter, no. Facebook nowadays, no. But Instagram is. I love Instagram a lot. So
Very good.
yeah.
Apple or Samsung?
Samsung.
Phone call or text?
I like texting. I don't like talking with people.
What about dog or cat?
Cat.
Cat.
Yeah. Because dogs, for sure, they misbehave. When I'm running on the trail, they misbehave a lot. I don't like dogs. I like dogs, but they try to bite me a lot when when I'm running on the trail.
What?
I know you have dogs, so sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. My dogs aren't your problem. It's all right. All right. So, when's the last time you went to the movie theater?
I was supposed to go yesterday, but the last time, oh man, was last year, March.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know how many movies you've missed. But oh, hang on.
It was 2016 March.
2016 March. You remember the
When I went and
ago.
watched Baba Shop or something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That's it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So do you prefer like a comedy movie or like a horror movie or action movie? What
I love action movie. I love action movie. I always watch, I like action movies for sure.
what kind of action? Name one. What's like one of your favorite movies or one of your favorite actors?
Oh, I love Jack Power. I watch 24 a lot.
What is it?
Jack Power.
Yeah, oh, okay. Very cool.
So yeah, he's one of the actors in 24. So I have a lot of DVDs and I record everything. So I love watching 24 a lot.
So now that you're out of WCAP, you obviously have a little bit more time on your hands. You don't have to suit up and boot up.
Yeah.
You don't have any contractual obligations outside of what it is with Nike. But what are you going to do in your free time? You don't have to. There'll be some days you get to sleep in, I'm sure. And what anything come to mind when it comes to spare time?
I have my new garden now in my new house, and I'm gonna be.
That's right. Yeah, you just bought a house. The garden. I saw you building the garden today. Is that the choice of Shadrack or the choice of your wife Elvin? Whose idea was that?
She was like, "When are we gonna get the soil? Go buy the soil." So I had to buy the soil, and she liked planting a lot. So we're gonna be spending a lot of time with that there, planting stuff. I love
home improvement.
Yeah.
What you came to the States in what year?
In 2010.
2010.
January. Yeah.
I've always found it fascinating because of how I know how expensive it is for those who are born and raised in Eastern Africa once they come to compete in the collegiate system, and then fortunately have the opportunity like you and most of your teammates to represent the United States down the road. I feel like they don't go back home, and it is home. It's where you're from.
Yeah.
As much as I feel like I would want, like, so you came in 2000. Sorry, I've already forgot. 2000 when?
10.
2010, and
Mm.
you didn't go back home throughout. If I'm wrong, throughout your entire 4 years in college, or did you?
Yeah, 4 years in college and 2 years in the Army, so 6 years, I think. Yeah.
6 years. You left home and
Yeah.
you didn't go back home for 6 years. Like,
Yeah.
how? And okay, so it's now 2018. How many times have you been back?
Twice.
Twice. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Would you consider United States like your home? Do you really, are you passionate? You love the U.S. Like, you've now lived in multiple places. You've lived in Kentucky. You've lived in
Yeah.
Okay,
Oklahoma.
you've lived in Oklahoma. You've lived in Oregon. You've lived in, now you're in Colorado. You've lived in multiple different parts of the United States. Where in Kenya, it's a totally different climate. Where do you see yourself settling down?
For now, I don't know for sure. I love outside. I love Kenya. I love United States.
Yeah,
I grew up in Kenya all of my childhood and everything, but USA is where my life started. School and work-wise and running and everything.
yeah, yeah.
It's where I started everything. And I've not trained in Kenya. I went to school in Kenya, but through high school. But I went to college here and everything. So I kind of lay on both sides, but yeah, for sure. But with a lot of opportunities, USA is great, but home is sweet again. I have friends, I have family and everything. So,
Absolutely,
both sides
absolutely.
are great, yeah.
Would you say East Coast or West Coast of the United States? So again, you've lived in Kentucky and you've lived in Oregon. Like, now you're in more of the central part. Where have you enjoyed training the most?
Oh, West Coast is good. East Coast, man, when I go for races, it's kind of crowded and everything. So I think West Coast is great.
West Coast,
I don't like big cities. I like just,
small town.
yeah, small towns is great. Yeah, I don't like driving. Yeah.
Now, between Colorado and Beaverton, where do you prefer one or the other? Altitude aside,
Uh,
let's say you have
okay.
altitude in both Beaverton and you have altitude in Colorado Springs, obviously. Where would you choose?
Colorado, because we have millions of trails.
Okay.
Beaverton, no.
Yeah.
Just Olson and Ronaldo and.
Yeah, Ronaldo, right? And the Hollister Trail across the street, where I
Yeah.
think we've run
Yeah.
100,000 miles around that thing.
It was fun. I remember those days.
What before I let you go, I don't want to take up all your time. Let's do a couple more questions. When's the last time you did a workout?
Today.
Today.
Yeah.
How'd it go? Tell the people what you did. Hopefully,
It didn't go great. I wanted to run faster, but
What was it?
I did a race last week, and my legs are still pretty heavy and stuff. But I did 600 times 10 with a minute and 30 seconds recovery, and I did 133s and to 131s.
Okay.
Range.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
And with a minute and a half, so literally almost about a minute and a half on and a minute and a half off.
Yeah.
What would you say if you could pass on one thing that is very important for people who are trying to be in the shoes that you are, who want to compete in the Olympic Games? What is the one, or maybe there's two, pass on whatever you feel is very, very important for others who have the same ambitions and want to be exactly where you are today? What would you pass on to them?
If everything is possible, and if you really believe on it and work on it, it's gonna come at the end of the day. You just have to work hard on it. But there's nothing that is impossible. Everything is doable.
Yep.
For sure. When I was in Oklahoma State, Kentucky, and everything, I didn't know I was gonna make the Olympics and all of these major championships. But when I decided, I changed my mind after graduating college that this is my route and I wanna do this. And since then, boom, boom, I've been making every US team since then. So everything is possible if you just set your mind on it.
You've been on it, man. You have been on it. What how many Olympics do you think are possible in your scope? Obviously, Tokyo would be there.
And
Do you want?
2024.
What
Yeah.
about because LA? We have 2024 is what? Paris?
Oh, no idea.
Or is that LA? Hang on, I'm gonna cheat real quick. I probably should.
LA is 28.
Okay, 2024 Olympics is Paris. Yeah. Um,
Mm.
and then 2028 is LA. Is it realistic that Shadrack Kipchirchir will represent the United States of America in the 2028 Olympic Games 10 years from now? How old will you be?
39. It's
39.
possible.
In the
Yeah.
marathon. In the marathon. Is that
Yeah.
possible?
Marathon, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's possible. I wanna be disciplined, trade smart, eat health. Like I told you, I have my academia, so I wanna try eating health and stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully 28 for sure, yeah.
So do you see yourself, you will eventually transition to the marathon one day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the main goal for sure. I watch marathons all the time. I watch every marathon and it's sweet event for sure. It's emotional and yeah, I wanna try marathon for sure after track is over.
All right. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do a couple hypotheticals, questions, and then
Mhm.
we let you go. 2020 Olympics. Can Eliud Kipchoge, can he be dethroned in the marathon?
What 2020?
2 years from
Yeah,
now. 2 years. 2 years.
he's
He'll be a little
still
bit
doing it.
older.
He's still doing it. He will be there for sure.
He'll be there. Will he win? Will Galen Rupp be able to take him down? Galen Rupp just runs 206. What's your thoughts
I
on that?
know, right? Yeah, he's pretty tough. Yeah, and he's still young. So I know Elliot will be there, but yeah, seeing Galen progress and everything, I think he might win too. So, but Elliot will be for sure there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Last one. I'm gonna give you two athletes in their prime. Who wins? All right. We have Usain Bolt in his prime, and we have David Rudisha in his prime. They race the 500 meters. Who wins?
Oh, Rhodesia.
Rudisha wins?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you sure?
500 meters?
Well,
500.
we got to work. Now, Usain Bolt's the world record holder in the 200, and he's also run, I'm pretty sure, 44. I don't know, just make up a time.
What? 44?
44, 45. I mean, this was years ago when I think he was a junior.
But not now.
No. So we're
Yeah.
comparing them in their prime, though. Both of these athletes in their prime. He went 45 seconds in 2007. 2007.
What are Rhodesia done?
Rudisha, I don't know if he actually has a
Oh, he has it, I'm sure.
400. Let's see. He also has a 45 seconds.
Yeah, Rhodesia will win because ball after 400, he gonna get lactic and stuff. So I think Rhodesia has strength for that.
You know what? I think I'm actually on Wikipedia, and it says 500-meter world best is owned by Rudisha. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Rhodesia will win, yeah.
You got it. Cool. All right, my man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate having you on today. And good luck in pre. And hopefully we can get you on here soon.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, Shad. You have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you. Bye.
See ya.